Hey guys, welcome back to Hidden Hollow Homestead. It's a beautiful afternoon out here on the property. It's middle of the week, just got home from work. My wife is at Drake's soccer practice right now, and I've got a couple of projects going on here. Really cool one came in that box. We actually got our bathtub and our shower surround. They're in the bathroom right now with a bunch of stuff, but I'll show you all that later. At the moment, I'm working on these. So we picked these up at a flea market this weekend that they have here pretty regularly in Tulsa. I think it's once a month. And they are chair ends. So this used to be a bench, had wood going across the bottom here, and the back had a decorative tractor design or something like that on it. And the guy that I bought these from took that tractor piece off the back and they hung it on a wall somewhere. He was left with these, so we sold them. So I picked those up this weekend. I picked up a mountain of PVC pipe for us to get our septic system situated. And right now we have got a broody chicken, and she is sitting on 6 eggs. So we had the 8 eggs in the incubator, and unfortunately none of them turned out. So there's that handsome boy. He must have just been laying down. Made a big old mess over here already. He's doing a good job. Well, let me show you our chicken. So she's over here in the maternity ward, all fat and flat, but she's sitting on 6 eggs, so hopefully some of those will turn out, since our 8 we had in the incubator did not. My latch is kind of loose from there. So anyway, I am going to end up, hopefully we're going to make this bench 3 foot wide, so that one 16-foot 2x4 I have sitting over there should be plenty for the base, and give me 5 3-foot strips. And in the back, I'm hoping I can do this without having to join these two together with pocket screws, but if I have to use pocket screws, I will. I have them. And I'll show you that process if I do. But I'm going to get my saw out right now and get it set up, set the stop, and get these all chopped up real quick. Alright, so let me kind of walk you through what I got going on here. So I got the saw station set up, and I've already set this distance right here from this stop, which is not the wheel, it's under the wheel. It's a little edge there, to 36 inches to the blade. So that'll give me, every time I bring that down, it'll cut me a 3-foot section. This 2x4, and then we have this 2x, I don't know what it is, I think it's an 8. You can see where the moisture is from that sitting out last night. And that'll all go on with these 1.25 number 8 screws. They'll go through these brackets right here. So it should have no hardware exposed through the front, is my intention. Hopefully I don't need to come back and do washers and bolts later. But right now we're just going to screw it all together, and I'll build it up there on the porch. I'm going to screw it all together, and hopefully everything just lines up perfectly. We don't need to do anything else, and I don't need to do any joining. I'm going to get these cut real quick, and then we'll see how it all goes together. Alright, well, that's convenient. I didn't actually think my saw would cut all the way through those big pieces in one pass, but it did. So they are right at the maximum edge that it can work with, so that's cool. But I gotta go get a couple tools real quick and then get those bolts out, and then we'll get that thing put together. Alright, well there it is, all finished up. Looking wonderful. So we'll probably, I'm just gonna let this weather, I imagine. It is pressure treated, so it shouldn't rot. But these wagon wheel sides came out looking super cool. Hope it'll probably end up needing feet put on it though. I'll probably have to make something to go on the base, just to distribute the load a little bit, because it will be sitting on the ground over under our tree next to Drake's swing. So over there, under that tree there, is where we plan to put this. So I'm thinking it'll probably end up sinking into that mud a little bit if I don't get some pavers or something underneath it. So that'll be next, but it's done being assembled today. I gotta go get some beans started for dinner and clean up. The only issue I really had was getting those rusty bolts off. They'd obviously been on there for quite a while, but other than that, it went nice and smooth using those 1.25" screws with a washer that came off of the bolts, obviously, and going through this little bracket here, get a nice smooth finish across the front. So there's nothing on the front to hang up on that I'm super excited about as well. Anyway, yeah, that's done. So that's another project off the list. I'll pick you up in a little bit and I'll show you all the stuff we got for the bathroom. It's a beautiful day out here today, and spring has sprung, and I got a lot of work to do. So let me just catch you up real quick on what we got going on. So my wife and I hit Atwoods, and they had a bunch of sales going on. So we picked up a whole bunch of different plants. These are the onions we'd already started, but this tray and this tray of plants that we're going to start. So like the dill and stuff, like cucumbers and some other things. Some more up here, because spring has sprung. So I am actually out here at the garden right now, and I just stopped to pick up some gas. I'm going to see if I can't get the tiller over there running and start working through the garden. So last year, if you remember, our garden went all the way to that tree, all the way through here where the greenhouse is right now, through where the grass is messed up right there to that corner post back there, across, and it was 100-foot long by 50-foot wide approximately. This year we've toned it down to 50-foot long and about 30-foot wide. So we got a ton of rain last year all in one go, and unfortunately it did make a pretty good mess this place with the weeds, and we just weren't ever able to get it back under control. So you can see, looking at this, where we got to before we ran out of gas last year in the tiller, and then the ground had started to freeze after that, so we never got back around to finishing coming out to here. So you can see this row we picked. It's a row from last year that'll be the end there. But yeah, got the tiller out. I'm gonna see if I can't get this thing fired up and get some lines cut into this ground before it gets dark out here. It's been good so far. Alrighty, well, let me show you how that turned out. So the garden is all tilled once, and it was raked, and then it rained last night, so it is very loose packed right now, which is good. We had some crazy winds yesterday. We're a long way from a tree. That's the nearest tree. That's probably where this thing came from, is that dead tree right there. But I'll have to get out here and till this one more time. And you see all this green stuff that blew in here yesterday. So yeah, this will need one more tilling. And then we can rake it down one more time. Put in our trenches. Because we did learn last year that we had to have trenches in here to help the water run off from the actual plant. So we'll mound up on either side of a trench. We'll plant in the mounds. Water will run out through the trench kind of deal. But once I till it one more time, we can get the gate put up and get the fence put up. And it'll all be closed in. Keep stuff like the cat and the dogs out of there. And that'll be a project for Sunday if I don't start putting the siding on the house. So we have the siding. We bought it a couple weeks ago to go on the house, and it needs to go on the house so I can get it off my trailer and get my trailer out of the shop. So we have 2111 wooden siding that's not supposed to get rained on. So I can't put it on the house when it was going to rain because it rained yesterday, so on and so forth. So we're going to hopefully get that done tomorrow. Today we got a soccer game this afternoon. We got to pick up my son this afternoon. We got some other stuff to do. But right now, biggest thing we're going to do is get ready to move this camper. So it is officially fire season. We had 5 wildfires burning here in our general vicinity yesterday. So because of that, we kind of need to be more prepared. So this is our fire plan. If we're all home, It's a lot easier, obviously, but if I'm not home, my wife's going to get the camper hooked up to the RV. I'm going to get home as quickly as I can to get the RV pulled out of here. But the idea is that we are moving the RV to over in front of Damien's house and our house. So it'll get hooked up. Ideally, all the tools go into it, all the clothes, important documents, and things like that. And we can hook up and get out of here pretty quick. Take the dogs, hopefully the pig. If we can figure out how, and the chickens would be ideal, but that's a little bit more difficult since we don't have like a stock trailer or something. So, but yeah, we're gonna get the camper moved today, and also it has been moved in like 6-7 months. I'll have to look back at the videos, and I'll mention that again here in a little bit. But yeah, the idea is that if we have fire, at least we can take the house with us, so we'll have somewhere to stay once we come back. Unfortunately, Manfred has it's a pretty flammable city for whatever reason. 2012, they had something like 13,000 acre fire that burned pretty hard out here. Burned up a lot of stuff. So we had one earlier this week that was 900 acres, and we've already had a 600 as well. So pretty big on fires out here. Walking on this property, I would say it's been a long time since fires cut this property, and we're really in a pretty good place just kind of geographically to not have too big of a fire danger, but we want to be prepared for that if it comes. So that's what we're going to work on this morning. We're just going to get things said. The RV will go right there, basically making this little box right here, so that my wife can back straight up to it, hook the hitch up, and then as soon as I'm home, or we got it loaded, straight out the gate and to where I don't know. We figure that out when we get there, but yeah, that's the plan. So right now I'm going to go start getting that thing all packed up so that we can do that and have some breakfast. So we got our stabilizers down, blocks down. You see it's pretty hilly over here. You know, the hill's pretty good, but we're still, water's coming off the house. I just had to get my bigger power cord out for the generator length, but it's a pretty good hill. We've got our stabilizers down. So these, I did a video on a while back, but they limit the side-to-side motion of the camper quite a bit. And then we have obviously the standard A-frame jack stabilizers. So these that we make, I'll probably make another set. I think I really want to put a set right here at the center, so I'll probably film a clip of doing that. But yeah, we got the camper moved. As you can see, if something were to happen, we just throw the hitch on here, we can hook up to the camper and shoot out the gate pretty much in a straight line if there happens to be a fire encroaching on the property. So we don't think there will. This valley appears to have had pretty good luck here in the hollow. But we're getting ready to go to Drake's soccer game. I think Damien has to go to a meeting at his second job that he's taking for the weekends. So we're ready to do that. And yeah, I don't know what else we're gonna do. We'll figure it out. Alrighty, so we are back from all our running around, and we're gonna start getting this siding up on the house. So I went and pulled the trailer out and saw the siding we bought from the Red Barn the other day, a couple weeks ago. And yeah, so we're gonna get up on the walls and get it painted. So I've just run a 16-foot long 2x6 we had down across the bottom here to stand them up against. So I got a cutout for that window, Running through here, we'll cut for that window, and this is the easier wall. I do believe it's got the least number of cuts. So yeah, we're gonna get these up real quick. How about that? Looking like something. Still needs to be painted, and then it'll need trim, and I'm missing a screw right there under that window. But for discount siding panels, it's come out great. So we're gonna move around and start on the porch next. But yeah, got the front side done. It looks really nice. Got a big old can of gray paint to go on here. And then yeah, we'll do trim and corners and finish this out. And eventually there will be a porch right here. Comes out 10 foot towards me. And that'll be awesome. So another thing that I just remembered that I need to show you guys that I have going on is I started some seeds. So these are some tomatoes. These are bell peppers. And they're in milk jugs that you cut a ring around. Poach some holes in the bottom, fill with dirt, put your seeds in, put the lid back on. It acts as kind of a greenhouse for them, so those seeds can get started. And then all of our herbs have made it into the planter boxes. So we're actually going to be finishing out the wraparound on this porch so that I can have planter boxes put in all the way around it here before too long. Which would be nice, so she'll be able to have herbs go all the way around it and have easy access to those. I'm about to hop up there on the porch and get that all cleaned off so I can start working on the measurements to get the siding up there. But yeah, this looks great. I'm super happy with it. I was just looking at what I need to do to get the trim up there for it as well so we can get that painted. Alrighty, well, it took us a few hours, but we are done. Got to get that cover on still, but I won't do that until after we paint. But yeah, house is sided. I ended up with a gap here that I don't quite understand how I ended up with, because this wall is 32 foot long, so I assume one of these boards was a little bit short. I don't really know. We didn't have that gap on the front, and the house is square, so I don't know what happened there, but I'll have to bridge that up a little bit. But I do have 4-inch trim going on both sides, so it'll be covered by a piece of trim that goes there. And we'll trim around the windows, across the top once those pieces all go on. Just kind of windy today to be getting up on a ladder that high to try and do the top. But yeah, house looks great in this. We are painting it. Do have some gray paint that we bought that's going to go on there. So that'll be the next big step that we'll take care of this week. But this is all we're getting done today. I gotta run in town and get some stuff for dinner. So catch you guys next time. Bye.